first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Out of by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back to Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
It's McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Ready to do and welcome in to More Important Issues. Today is Monday, June 16th. Happy anniversary to my parents.
Hey.
Yeah, we got a big show tonight. Special guest. We got VFL and Tennessee assistant baseball coach Ethan Payne going to join us later on. We're going to talk a little bit about Tennessee baseball and the transfer portal, getting a guy, losing a guy, and then we got some recruiting news in football. Got some in-state commits that we're going to mention and kind of get things flowing. So thank you all again for joining us. Guys, go check out VIP Play. VIP Play is your place to sports gamble. If you like to gamble, you must be 21 and over to gamble. Please be that. And you also have to be in Tennessee. Use promo code MORETN. Again, that's code MORETN. Bet just $5 and get $100 in bonus bets. They just got great stuff over there. They got tons of profit boost. More Important Issues is 1-0 when we do our special bets. We're waiting for the right one to get the second one out there. So stay tuned for that. But go check them out today. Appreciate them sponsoring this episode.
You gotta respect the pride a little bit because we're not a podcast that just wants to pump out the promo. We want to wait and sit on one until we know it's a winner, and then we make you guys some cash. So
yeah, we're in here to benefit all.
Exactly.
We're not just
for volume.
Yeah, we're not just here for entertainment. We are here to, let's boost the pockets a little bit.
What we hit was it one plus like 140 last time, 150.
I think it was 127.
Okay, that's
plus odds,
blackjack, better than blackjack or anything else.
Yeah, 100%.
You're not going to hit those 400s. Come on, be realistic.
Joey, I know that you just want to get I see the Barstool Golf hat on. Just what do you think about the putt?
Dude, I mean, obviously that putt's gonna kind of cloud over some of the other ones, but dude, he was lighting it up on the back nine. Like every putt he had, I mean, he had one on, I don't think it was 12, but it was one of those earlier holes in the back nine that it was like another 40-footer that just kind of needed to go and just drop. So
yeah,
shout out
great conditions too.
Oh yeah, dude, and that's such a nasty way to finish. Like he was probably gonna make the par putt coming back, but that's such a sick way to finish with a birdie and win by 2 strokes, hit one under.
Yeah, so he was the only one that was under, correct?
Yeah, which like not a lot of people can say because if a tournament's finished that close, either the winner's plus or minus. Like I don't know how many people can say they've been the only one to score under in a major after 4 rounds. So I don't know. Cool, good for him. Hell of a putt. I'd probably hit it too if I was putting it from there.
Yeah,
easy going.
Yeah, I mean he like tapped it too and it went like 60 feet.
I know it's ridiculous. I would shoot 150 out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, baseball recruiting in the portal. We mentioned this guy's name in the last episode, a guy that Tennessee was definitely going to be interested in, and that was Bowling Green catcher Garrett Wright. 5'11", 185 pounds from the state of Ohio. Bats right, throws right, and was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year. I think he threw out like 15 batters this past season. Also can play all 3 outfield positions. So a little versatility in Garrett Wright. And I think that gives Tennessee some, I don't know, leniency where you can have your true best 9. Like if Stone Lawless and Garrett Ryder, or if they're part of your best 9, you figure out like what you can do to make sure those guys are still in your lineup. So, really excited about Garrett Wright. He batted .406 this past season, 202 at bats, 82 hits, 8 home runs, 48 RBIs, and had a on base percentage of .513. So, and had 6 stolen bases as a catcher. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's disgusting. To be able to toss somebody out and steal, to be able to play both sides like that, that's gross. Now he's not
also to play catcher and then play all 3 outfield positions is insane. I mean, this guy's a freak. I'm super
to be able to rake and catch and then also be moving around like that. Nasty kid. Now correct. He's not draft eligible, right?
That's correct. No.
Okay, because I know what Evanson and Estrada are draft eligible. So, this is a guy that is probably your biggest get just because so versatile and pending anything crazy. Obviously the world's a little weird right now with the transfer portal and stuff, but if everything plays out right, he's coming to Knoxville.
Yeah, and a really good defensive catcher as well. Only had 3 errors on the year. Had a .991 fielding percentage. So really great defender. Obviously, he was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year. And, I mean, this guy, he's going to produce on the weekends for sure. But we're talking action here. He's definitely going to produce on Tuesday nights.
That's what I'm talking about. We need some Tuesday energy in Knoxville. I'm telling you, let's last year it's kind of dead. Maybe it was the ETSU coming into town and just kind of taking care of business. Speaking of Brady Frederick, but you can't hate a midweek guy. You can't. This guy lives for Tuesdays. He's a Maction guy through and through. He's the face of Mac. Come on.
The face of Mac. I like that. Is that going to be his nickname?
Can we? Well, I don't know if Can we maybe sign off on that? Can we get the trade agreement, the trademark for that?
I like that. Return of the Mac.
I mean, his name's got nothing to do with
the face of Mac.
Face of Mac.
Yeah, I love that his name has nothing to do with Mac, but it's Maction. So this is the right move. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. And the guy loves orange. Now, Bowling Green has terrible colors with brown and orange, but he likes orange. That's what we're trying to get from this.
You know if he's from Ohio?
He is from Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, built different. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
People like to shit on Ohio, but different type of breed for those baseball players, dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's going to feel right at home in February in Lindsey Nelson. It's freezing. He's like, what is this? I need short sleeves. Yeah.
We're covering all our ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really good baseball player, one of the top catchers in the portal. Tennessee lands him. Playing in the Cape Cod right now, and I'm sure he's raking up there. But, yeah, super excited to get him on campus. It's a big get because losing Cannon Peebles, I think Cannon Peebles had a pretty good year this past season for Tennessee. Really turned it on later in the year, and Tennessee needed a catcher. And they got one. And if Stone Lawless has a great offseason and he's your catcher, Garrett Wright can be somewhere in your outfield. So, again, just a really good bat that Tennessee needs, a guy that can hit for average, hit for power. And, we'll see kind of where he ends up. But I have to imagine catcher is probably in his future.
Yeah, love it.
Yes. And he's the only position player that Tennessee has right now out of the transfer portal. Looking to get some more guys, the kid from Cal, Landon Mack, the pitcher from Rutgers is another one. The Seton Hall kid, Aiden Robbins. I don't think he makes it to Tennessee, but we'll see. And we'll see who, if there's any other names that come about later on. But Tennessee's got a lot of pitchers out of the portal, and they land their, first position player and a really good one in Garrett Wright.
Love it. I'm fired up. I mean, if you're finding good news, 2 weeks after the season's ended, a week after the season's ended, I'm cool with it. Fire me back up for baseball season, dude.
Yep. And when things are good, there's always something there to humble us a little bit. Dylan Lloyd does enter the transfer portal. left-handed pitcher. It's a local kid, so that makes it sting a lot more. But he was really good out of the bullpen. Had a 4-0 record, had 33 appearances this past season. Opponent batting average was 180. So, I mean, he was really solid out of the pen for Tennessee, who, needed all the consistency they could find. And Dylan Lloyd was kind of that consistent presence. And it stinks. He wants to go be a starter. He probably wasn't going to be a starter at Tennessee, so I don't necessarily blame him. It just stings a little bit. Losing a lefty out of your bullpen and then a local kid just makes it sting,
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing with being, reigning national championship and then like still obviously playing so well this year, being such a high caliber team is like a guy. It's just a bad timing because obviously the bullpen's just kind of a question mark right now. So you'd love to just have more certainty in there, and especially someone returning who's already played, who's already been here. I mean, getting guys out of the portal, recruiting guys is great, but there's really nothing better than just having played here before, right? It's seniority and experience. So the double whammy kind of sucks. Again, like I'm saying, it's expected with such good teams that a guy that's probably not going to get starting reps can go absolutely tear it up somewhere else as their Friday or Saturday guy. And on a personal level, you don't blame him one bit for that, right? Go do your thing and do what's best for you. It's just kind of a shitty double whammy for the moment. Just when you're losing a little bit of consistency, you're not super certain what the bullpen and the pitching rotation is going to look like. So, not the best timing, but best wishes for him and his career moving forward.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed his time at Tennessee. Obviously, won a national championship, pitched in that SEC. Pitching that SEC championship game against LSU was really good. And yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any love lost with this move. It's just like, I mean, you got to do what's best for you, like you said. And he wants to go be a starter. Can't blame him for that.
No, not one bit. Not in today's world.
No. But yeah, we'll see if Tennessee. I mean, that's kind of been like Thomas Crabtree was also a guy who entered the portal. I mean, Dylan Lloyd is like the first like big name.
I think Colby Backus would have been like the
secondary
big name, but even then, that wasn't not nearly as.
He just been here for so long that you're like, okay, like at some point it's going to click, and he just couldn't find his way on the field.
Yeah. But that is nine people to enter the portal. So again, you expect some of that every year, but this is a good test for Tony and the boys to go meet it on the other side, go match it, go have a good system moving forward, build some confidence that even with talent leaving every year, whether it's to the draft or to the portal, then you can replace it and be a real system to come for the next 5-10 years. Yeah,
absolutely. Sticking with recruiting, we're going to flip over to football a little bit. We got Luke Thompson, 3-star safety out of Franklin, Tennessee.
What up?
He, little in-state recruit there for the class of 2026, and he's a safety prospect. He's more of a track guy. Like he is there to. Obviously, he's a really good football player, but I mean, he's quick. He's kind of big for. I don't want to say big for a safety, but when you're thinking of a guy who's really quick, you're thinking like, oh, he's like 5'8" and has that little jitterbug to him. But this guy's like straight on speed. I think he's 6'1", 176 pounds, so it is really going to grow into his frame. And I think he's a number 17 player overall in the state of Tennessee. So Tennessee got in on him early.
Yeah,
kind of locked that down. I think he got a offer. He's got some offers. Obviously the Air Force, Army, Navy, like all those teams. Minnesota was one who offered him. That was kind of a big name team. But when you're looking at the rosters, when they go to this 105 on scholarship, like you can take guys like this who might be a little bit of developmental piece. But I mean, he has a better rating right now than Will Brooks did out of high school. So
okay, but dude, how many guys have came through that are like that? Like especially in college football. I mean, guys that they got the right size, they got the right fundamentals. Like they've got what it takes. It's just a matter of getting in the program, getting in the system, get some work with them. So Yeah, that's massive. I mean, getting guys that, and obviously a testament to the coaching staff here. We've done that with countless people that weren't flying off the boards immediately, but snuck in here and made a massive impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think like his best football is probably ahead of him. Like he's going to continue to get better and better at it, and you want to get guys in this program that are going to like work. And not saying like some guys don't, but you want to see like in-state prospects like this. Like it means something when they got that Tennessee offer. I think his dad was a track athlete here. His mom was a track athlete here. So it just made sense that Luke Thompson was going to end up at Tennessee. And he got the offer, and I think that was kind of all she wrote with that one.
Yeah. It's good to see you lock something in. It's ready for football. We're gearing toward football season, dude. I'm telling you. June, July are going to fly like crazy. August is here, and then you're ramping up towards football season. So mentioned it last show, never dull moment in Knoxville. We're ready to go. Yeah.
And then you land a local kid from a real local kid from Knox West in JP Peace, class of 2027 linebacker. His dad was Robert Peace. I think he had a really big year for Tennessee in 2003. And then his grandfather is none other than Phil Fulmer.
I mean, he's got it in him.
Legacy, man.
Yeah,
it don't get more a legacy than that. If you don't get that kid, then something's wrong. It doesn't matter like what kind of his rating is. Like you gotta sign that kid.
Yeah, there's some things that just
in case.
Right. It's a matter of it's a precipice where it's like, all right, that guy's a lock. I don't care if he's the most. I don't care if he never touches the field. You got to gamble on him and come on, that's a lock.
And he's just going to be an upcoming junior. So, again, a young kid that probably his best football is ahead of him as well. And, looking forward. I mean, just looking at some of his pictures from the previous year, he's filled out a ton. Like 6'3", 215. Pretty solid size for he just finished up his sophomore season at Knox West. So, I think he's the number 12 player in the state of Tennessee for that 2027 class. Has an offer from Florida State, Kentucky, some others, but those are kind of the big ones and I think it was just one of those things, kind of like Luke Thompson. It was like, hey, I'm just waiting for that Tennessee offer.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm going. And I think there's something to it of like, you want to make your own path, but at the same time, it's like, if that path is all you know, just go what you're comfortable with. That's home. That's home.
No, I don't hate it at all.
Yeah. So, and a really good program in Knox West like that. I mean, they are one of the best programs around, and excited to see him. I mean, he 6'3", 215. He gets any taller, like he might be an edge at some point.
Dude, I'm all about it. Let's get this guy. I mean, fill him out, man.
Yeah, and I think he wore like 37. Like he had like a whatever number out there, just balling out.
This might be a glue guy. This could be a glue guy. All glue guys. I mean, he already is, but I'm saying this guy could cement himself. It's a cement guy. Forget glue.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking Elmer's.
Or the ones that smell like a skunk that you had in like kindergarten. You know what I'm talking about?
The glue? Oh, you're talking about like the big bottles that they had that they bring out for like projects?
It's like almost in a mason jar that you twist off. Yeah. Yeah, Tennessee's doing well in recruiting. Another big weekend. You had Faison Brandon, Tristan Keys, Tristan Givens, and some others make their official visit to Tennessee. Got another big recruiting weekend coming up, and we'll see who Tennessee lands. I think Savion Hyder's going to be one of them. That makes their official visit. So, big weekend for Tennessee football and recruiting, and hopefully they can finish out these summer visits and land some guys and then build on that momentum when it comes to the actual season and getting some dubs.
Just real quick, I know we're switching tones here in a little bit, but Tristan Keys, think it might happen? I know the videos are going around, and look, I get it. It's LSU, right? But that boy was feeling it. So that's all I'm saying. And here's the thing. I was telling my buddy about this today. 5 years ago, seeing the reaction, that kind of stuff to recruiting is one thing. Nowadays, you live on that high for a week. Damn, that was sick. And then LSU throws, $500,000 more at you, and it's like business decision. Sorry. So obviously, in today's world, it's a little bit harder to reconcile with it, but.
Yeah, you just got to ride the wave is all you can do. Put your best foot forward, and hopefully that's enough. And if it's not, you move on to the next one. But yeah, like you can't tell me you have a conversation with Brian Kelly and Josh Heupel and you're like, which one's more genuine?
Yeah, I mean, coach to coach.
Which? Yeah,
but
yeah.
Again,
if you're comparing coaches,
man.
Yeah. Well, and like you have like that whole. I mean, LSU's kind of wide receiver U, so it's hard to deny that. But also, that was some of those guys were not with Brian Kelly. That was a different program, and I don't know. I feel like Tennessee they have their own dudes in the NFL from Tennessee, so let's just continue to recruit that position pretty hard, and I think that you got to be able to land top wide receivers in this offense to be successful. Bottom line.
I agree.
So go get Tristan Givens. Get him out of Mississippi as soon as possible. Because Mississippi sucks. LSU is just southern Mississippi, if we're being honest. Like Louisiana is southern Mississippi. So
I don't hate that.
If you want an actual city that's worth a crap, come to UT.
I agree.
And Faison Brandon being there, like that's got to be a huge.
Oh yeah, you got to watch him play. He's going to play the 11s, right?
Yeah, the Elite 11.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just going to see him show off even more there. So there might be some good clips out of that. To not only if he goes and wins, but you go to see some good clips out of that, and it might help a little bit.
Right. All right. Well, we're about to get Ethan Payne on here in a second. First, before we do that, do want to mention Hovey Dry Goods, our good friends over there. Great people making some hats for us right now. If you get a chance, I think they sold out of the white checkerboards. They still got the orange ones with the checkerboard. Really cool hats, really great people, really great service. Go check them out. Use promo code MORE. Again, promo code MORE for 15% off that first purchase. What did you think about do you watch the NBA at all?
Dude, not really. I mean, obviously I keep up with it. I keep up with like everything, but it's just the NBA is so miserable nowadays that it's like, I mean, granted it's the finals. I didn't get to catch the last game. Do they play tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And it's twos, I think. I think it's tied 2-2 in both series. Oh, wait. No, but hockey played on – I don't know, dude. It's hard. This is such good prime golf season for me that you're going to catch me watching golf over just about anything else.
Yeah. Speaking, had a PR on Saturday.
What's that?
Had a PR on Saturday. Personal best.
Oh, for golf. I was so confused. What'd you shoot?
Yeah. 88. Broke 90. Broke 90 for the
Where'd you break
game.
it at?
Lambert.
That's a good course to break 90 at, dude.
Yeah.
You're shaped, dude. Genuinely, you're getting to the point where it's like I haven't played in a while. I played well last time I went out to Guani, but I'm not letting you take a bunch of strokes next time we play. I'm gonna pretend I'm playing at 15 and keep you right around that 88 mark now.
Yeah, dude.
I'll give you 90 to be safe, but
lowering that handicap is, just chipping away. It's all you can do.
Y'all, Landon is a perfect example of the golf bug. I mean, before you were a little. I mean, you followed golf a little bit and heard about the basic. You're a sports guy, right? So I mean, you know about some stuff. You watch the majors, the Masters, and stuff. But,
I was anti golf. I was like, dude, it just.
Yeah, you're like, it's boring, it's whatever. And then I think I remember you got like those shitter clubs and took you out to Guani and you went and had yourself a time. And ever since then, it's just been
all in, baby.
it's nasty when it gets you. It gets you hard, and then you're not getting rid of it. So just lean
What are you
into
doing
it.
Friday?
Leaving for Nashville, but
Afternoon on that.
it'd be nice if I could.
If you want to get an afternoon round in, you let me know.
Afternoon?
Yeah.
There's no way because I gotta. You do lose an hour. I mean, yeah. Now because I'll get stuck out there at 8 o'clock. Next thing you know,
I'm going to get you in trouble. Is what I'm going to.
Yeah, well, you are going to get me in trouble. Now if the flight, and now if because she's flying in, so if the flight gets delayed, then we can talk about it.
Okay.
But we'll pencil me out for now. But just know that pending any issues with United Airlines, we're playing golf Friday.
Let's do it. All right. Special guest upcoming. Let's get it.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dang it. Ethan, I hate that. All right. Here we go. So, Ethan Payne, VFL, and Tennessee assistant coach. What is your actual role? Like, do you have an actual title?
I did this year. So, technically, I was a graduate assistant, student assistant coach, if you will, is another term for it, because I had to finish up school. So I graduated with my undergrad in 2023. I spent a fifth year in 2020, the 2023-2024 season, starting my master's. And so I still had another year to go to finish that up.
Okay.
And which is kind of how I was able to enter this role, I guess, and how they were kind of allowed to bring me on board with all the new people that they also brought on board. So it was kind of a nice little, just worked out well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of good timing and such. So
is it cool to have like Kirby kind of doing the same thing that you're doing?
No doubt. And, we joke around because we pretty much do the same thing. He just does pitchers and I do position players. So, I'm not really, obviously I spend a lot more time, with the position players and stuff. So, we get to talk about it every now and then. So about just kind of what we're doing and what we're happy with, what we're unhappy with. So it's kind of good to also have somebody kind of in the same boat as me. And there's also Parker Serrano as well. That's in that boat as well. But yeah, man.
Just hanging out. So what was it like once you wanted? Did you already kind of have that role? Like that's what I was going to do. Because then it's like you celebrate for a second and then it's right back into like, okay, we got to reload. We got to try to do it again.
Right. No. So the coaching staff was great about not really putting too much pressure on me when the season ended. They had a lot of feel with that because obviously they knew that I was going to celebrate it and I was still going to squeeze out every little bit of the student athlete college life, if you will.
Sure.
Before I entered
I get it. Yeah.
right. Before I entered the real world of careers. But yeah, man, I guess, I knew this role was kind of an option just because, there was people that have done it before me. Ricky Martinez, who's on staff now, he was in a similar role in 2022 and 2023. I think he actually finished his master's in 22 and then was kind of a volunteer assistant in 2023. So I knew it could be done, which is kind of how I presented it to V in the first place. I say presented, he already knew it was a thing, but yeah, so I knew it could be done. And yeah, it just kind of worked out, like I said, just with the timing of it all. And I knew I had to finish up a year of school. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So you're a Tennessee kid. And I don't know this for sure, but it seems like to me, just being a Tennessee kid, you're always kind of around it. Even if you're a fan or not, you're always around Tennessee people.
Oh, yeah.
So like, does it mean a little bit more to put on that uniform being from Tennessee?
I think it definitely does. I mean, just because, for me, I didn't grow up a Tennessee fan. Most of my family.
Do you want to say who you were a fan of?
I can, man. I can. It's fine. My family, most of them are from Mississippi. So, yeah. So I grew up a Bulldog, man. I grew up in Mississippi State.
Dang.
Yeah.
Bulldog. Okay. When you said Mississippi, I was like, oh, it's got to be Ole Miss.
No, absolutely not, man.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But you know, they'll always, hold a special place in the heart just because, that's what I grew up on. But when I got here, all that went out the window, man. I mean, It's just you start repping the T. And I guess in that sense, I grew up around tons and tons and tons of Tennessee fans, growing up in Memphis, obviously. Even on that side of the state, man, there's a lot of orange around. So I guess in that sense, just I respected the brand. Just being able to play for the brand, being able to play for, obviously I'm a Tennessee kid, so that means something to me, just kind of representing the state. I don't care what the people in Nashville say. The University of Tennessee is the College of Tennessee. It's, when people think of the state of Tennessee, they think of us representing it, right?
Yeah.
I guess there was definitely a sense of pride with that for sure. And my dad was a Tennessee guy too. Not a Tennessee fan, but he grew up in Tennessee as well. So he always kind of had a level of respect for it as well. So It was kind of nice to be able to do that.
So we go to one away game every year. We're thinking about going football wise. We're thinking about going to Stark Vegas.
Yeah.
This year. Because I'm in that boat. I've had way too many road losses, so this is my final straw. If they lose to Mississippi State, I think I'm retired from going to a away game.
Yeah, that's a good one to pick, man. I think it's a safe bet for sure. Not trying to, take a jab at the rest of my family here, and this might not like that too much, but they're in a rebuilding mode right now, so I think that'd be a safe bet for you.
Okay. Yeah, well, looking forward to it. I'll have to hit you up for some recommendations food wise.
Oh yeah. There's a couple, man. There's not a lot down there, but they do have some good food.
Okay.
I'll give them that.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. Right.
So let's talk about your time, obviously playing for Tennessee. How did the kind of recruiting process go for you? Obviously, you played a little bit. You played both sports in high school. You played football and baseball, correct?
I did. Yes, sir. Yeah.
23-2 record as a starting quarterback?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who's a better quarterback, you or Drew Beam? Let's ask that question.
Oh, he had a good career too, man. I know he was really good, and I had a lot of good players around me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't take football as serious as I probably should have. I kind of just went out there, and Memphis football is pretty good. There's a lot of athletes there. So, and I had a lot of them on my team, and they definitely probably helped that record more than I did. But, yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? We'd have to put the film up side by side. I haven't really seen him play much. So
gotcha. So did you didn't partake in? Did you partake in the football in the snow?
Man, I didn't even know that was going on. These guys, man, some of those dudes are crazier than me. I don't know if I would have went out. It was a little too cold, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I think I was about to shower because we had just finished a lift or something, and all of a sudden I get out of the shower and nobody's in the locker room, and I'm like, what is going on? Did somebody get in trouble? This can't be good. And I walk outside and there's a full on 15-on-15 tackle football game going on in the snow, and I'm just like, these guys, they're nuts, man. But I'll say this is when I saw that was kind of a good indicator that we were gonna have a good year, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we had Tony on a couple weeks before the season, and he was kind of talking about that. He was like, I mean, did I love it? Probably not, but at the same time, it's like, what are you gonna say to those guys? Like, they had the team running like they wanted to, so who am I to say like, hey, you can't do that?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that was kind of the first thought. College guys are going to be college guys, man. They're going to be reckless, but that was a fun group to be around, no doubt.
Yeah. So I want to go back to 2023 because you had some big moments in 2023. The first one I want to go is you said you didn't want to throw jabs at your family. Let's throw jabs at let's go mid-state school if you want. Dylan Dreiling hits a home run against Vanderbilt. I think no, that wasn't the win. That was the tie. Correct.
Yeah, and then Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin finished it.
Walk-off, right?
Yeah. So you come out of the dugout and you're yelling at somebody toward the opposing dugout. Can you repeat what you said in that moment? Or do you
probably not, man. something about just towards my dislike for all of them. That's one thing too. And I didn't grow up, like I said, man, like I didn't really develop a dislike for those guys until a couple years into the program.
Yeah.
And that's just contagious. You wear these colors long enough, that's just kind of going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
But then we play them every year. It's always a competitive series. And when I grew up, man, do what now?
That guy whistles.
Oh, it's just and they do a bunch of, they
do ring around the rosy in the outfield.
Yeah, they do, man. And look, I grew up with a lot of respect for them as far just the baseball program in general. I mean, you can't deny Corbin's done a phenomenal job over there since he's been there, and hats off to everything they've done, and hats off to what they did this year too. They had a great year. But yeah, they just that was kind of that kind of a blackout moment for me, man.
Yeah.
And just because you get it's indescribable, kind of these modes that you get in when you're competing or just a part of games like that, where you're just so emotionally invested, and it gets to a certain point when certain things happen that there's just no controlling what happens next. So
like playing football in the snow.
Exactly.
So like you have this like college baseball, and it's gotten a lot bigger over the past couple of years. And I'm biased, but I think Tennessee had a lot to do with that.
Sure. No.
And just technology and, obviously like social media, like all that kind of has a hand in it. But when did you kind of like, when you're on campus, obviously, like when did you kind of know like, hey, this, we got something brewing here on campus?
Honestly, that's a good question. Cause I mean, we kind of, in 2021 was kind of the year we started. I mean, we kind of made a little noise in 2020 before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But 2021 was really the year it kind of took off a little bit, especially after, Drew's homer, I guess, against Wright State. That's when I feel like that moment there was when Tennessee started getting the recognition. Or I guess I think the respect level was kind of growing just because we had a really good year, and the teams around us, anybody that paid attention to college baseball knew that, we weren't a team that you wanted to play. But I think, my roommates in 2022 were Drew Gobert, Jordan Beck, and
pretty good.
Christian, and a couple other guys that weren't. You're right, and Cortland Lawson, and one other guy that was no longer with the program. But we would go out to eat, man, and it didn't used to be like that. And we would go. I think it was at Chipotle. It was the first time we were in line, and it was just like, just ridiculous. I mean, they saw Drew, and obviously Jordan's pretty recognizable at 6'4", 230 pounds. But yeah, that was kind of the first time where I was like, wow, like this might be a thing now,
Mm-hmm.
And it was. And yeah, those guys, I mean, credit to all of them, man. They as crazy as that year was in 2022, I couldn't agree with you more. That team had a huge impact of making baseball or college baseball what it is right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I took some flag for saying Tennessee was the face of college baseball. A lot of LSU fans in my mentions for like a week, and I'm like, guys, I don't even remember even typing this out anymore. You're still going at me, but there was. I think there's a little bit of. I mean, obviously, like LSU has the history and everything like that, but
right.
The popularity of it right now, like Tennessee has a lot to do with that, and good or bad, like people hate Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
But there is some respect. There's some mutual respect. Kind of like, I mean, I hate Alabama football. Like well,
Right.
Alabama everything, but I have mutual respect for their football program. They are a good program,
Right.
but I hate them with everything that I have. But it's kind of like Tennessee in baseball. Like they're a good program and people respect that, but they want to beat your brains in.
Yeah. It's just the level of Tony is unlike no other. I've played against a lot of teams and seen a lot of coaching staff, and I haven't. While I don't know the ins and outs of a lot of programs, I do know how they kind of act on the field. At least when they're competing. And Tony's like no other that I've ever seen, and also just being able to kind of see a different side of him this year. I mean, he's still the same guy, but we're no longer on that barrier of coach player is no longer there. So the conversation's changed just a little bit, but that guy, man, has this infectious, like, competitive nature and personality in the dugout that it is impossible. Like, if you're around him long enough, it's impossible to kind of take on to that, and our guys, and it's also part of the recruiting process, man. Like, I'd be lying if I sat here and said that we don't target guys like Andrew Fisher who are going to go out there, or like a Drew Gilbert, or, somebody who
it's my route of.
Right, man. Like, and while other people have issues with that, but it's so misunderstood. I think, because I go through Twitter, man, I see all of it. Like,
yeah,
these guys just don't understand, like, how just passionate these guys are, man, how competitive these guys are, how bad these guys really want to win. And I kind of talked about it with, my actions towards Vanderbilt in 2023. Like, again, man, when you're competing and you're so invested in it, some of those emotions and just feelings, I guess, for the game just kind of just appear, and you can't do anything about it,
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing, because you want players like that, So,
yeah, I mean, they're worrying about Andrew Fisher, and I mean, then they should be worrying about the guy in front of him and Gavin Keelan. So, I mean, it's kind of a little bit of a mind game, I think, sometimes.
Sure.
But it makes the game competitive. It makes it like baseball isn't always just a super competitive, fun sport to watch. I mean, you go watch the Smokies. There, no offense to the Smokies, I like them, but at the same time, like, there's not that same.
It's a different environment. Yeah, it's a different environment. It's a different level. Know what a bunch of guys in pro ball now, like, just former players that have come through here and other places from summer ball and stuff. Like, they'll be the first ones to tell you it's different,
Yeah.
And just because the priority kind of changes a little bit, like, everybody's obviously looking out for themselves a little bit more, because, I mean, what is everybody trying to do? You're trying to get bumped up to the next level and make it to the big leagues, So that's fair. But I think, going back to that, like, there's a reason Tennessee, man, like, I remember when Wheels, like, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I ever watched a Wheels game until like 2021 or 2022.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's not a jab at that YouTube channel, but, like, you would go through in 2022, like, if you go through those Wheels games and you look at the viewers and you look at the just the numbers in general, the Tennessee games on there, it's not even compared. Like, it's ridiculous how many more people watch those highlights of the Tennessee games than any other games.
Yeah.
And, I don't really know what to make of that. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I know people pay attention. And that alone is pretty significant proof of how much that this program and Tony and the rest of the staff and the players that have come through have just changed this game, man. Like, and in my opinion, changed it for the better, because that's kind of been, the biggest downfall of baseball is, like, oh, it's just boring. Like, if you don't really understand baseball or know it or a big fan of it, like, it's tough to go to a game and really lock in. But I've had multiple people come up and tell me, man, that everybody, when you go to Hoover, the people that are just fans, or you go to Omaha, the people that are just fans and aren't biased to a certain team, they're coming to watch us play.
Yeah.
Because they know that we're going to do something. We're going to put on some type of show, whether it's a good show or a bad show. Something's going to happen. So,
yeah.
Well,
it's been fun to watch over the last couple of years. And, my thing, if somebody's like mad about like showmanship or whatever they want to complain about, it's like, any player going in the country, if you're making NIL money playing college baseball, you're getting a little bit more because of Tennessee's making it so popular.
No doubt.
If it wasn't popular, who's paying kids to go speak for, I don't know, Dick's Sporting Goods or sign autographs, or people aren't doing that. Like, it's not like, no offense to swimming, but like, is anybody getting noticed in the line at Chipotle that's a swimmer? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good point. And, I've seen it. Like I was a part of the pre-NIL and post-NIL, so I kind of saw both worlds of it. And you're right. 100% right in the fact that just over the last couple of years, the numbers of NIL earnings have grown tremendously. And, I know like Drew and Jordan and Cortland and all those guys, I talk to them all the time. And they're like, dude, if we were in college baseball right now, we'd be making probably more money than we're making right now in the pros. You know? So especially the guys still in the minor leagues. So maybe not Jordan. He's
doing all right.
He's just hitting lead off for the Rockies and whatever. So no big deal. But yeah, that's just one thing that I've noticed for sure, just as far as the popularity of the sport. And you just hear about all these crazy deals. Even softball, like all this stuff with Texas Tech, and like I pay attention to that too. Like it's unreal. Who would have thought? Like, and deservingly so. Those girls, man, they put on a show just like we do, and they do a great job. Obviously, Karen's ridiculous over there, man. She's just a juggernaut of a program, but. So it's definitely maybe some for the better, some for the worse, but regardless, the NIL is boosted, man. Took a huge jump.
Yeah. Well, and then like Tony, I want to ask you kind of about this because you're in the dugout, kind of stand behind Tony and get to see him kind of in action when you've been around him like since you're at Tennessee playing. But that pad that is right in front of him, he beats the living crap out of that pad. Do they replace it every year, or what do they do with it?
Man, I think they do actually replace it every year.
Okay, they got to.
They're gonna need to put some more padding, man, because he's gonna break his hand one of these days.
Oh yeah,
and he's like I said, man, that guy it's inspiring, to be honest, to see how much he cares. And he'd be the first to tell you he probably does a little bit too much sometimes. Yeah. But
it's a blackout moment. He has a lot of blackout moments.
It really is, because that guy is so just committed to. He wants to win more than anybody else in the whole stadium. Players, rest of the coaches, he wants to win. And that's just, that we used to joke, man, because as players, you can hear it, like when you're in the box or on the field or on the mound, like you can hear it. It's pretty loud. I'm sure you can hear it a couple rows up in the stands too. So
I'm like right there, like I think fourth row right beside the dugout. And if only I could just like quote and just put it out on Twitter, but I couldn't do that.
No, you couldn't.
But I love when he calls the umpires by their first name like that. That is hilarious to me.
Yeah, especially if they're like halfway across the field and it's like, dude, he can't even hear you, man. Like, what are we doing, But no, and you have to do that though, because it's like, and I learned that too, because at this level, man, and you can't. There is no more blue. There's no more Mr. Umpire. Like you gotta get to know the guys. Just because. Look, man, I hate umpires more than anybody, just being honest with you. But They do try, man. Some of them, most of them, and you got to respect them. So they're part of the game, just like other things. So, and some of those guys, man, actually like Tony, but they just have to, they have to mediate. So they have to kind of play it off like.
Well, he's such a likable person. Like when you're just talking to him, but like you get in the heat of the moment, like he lets them have it.
No, he's not scared. No, he's not scared one bit, and that's the biggest thing about the postseason too. Is like, you get these guys that from other conferences that just they got no clue what it feels like to be inside an SEC stadium, where it's ridiculous. So, just like the Arkansas series and some of our regional games, some of those guys just get a little sped up, understandably so. But yeah, it can be frustrating. It can be, to say the least. But
well, you got Tony yelling in your ear, and you got a psychopath on the mound and Liam Doyle. I mean, that guy has no clue what he's about to call.
No,
he's just guessing.
Yeah, man. There's a lot going on between those guys, man. But yeah, how about that guy though, man? He that's some special stuff coming out of Mr. Doyle. There's been a lot of good pitchers, that have come through here, and that guy's got some good stuff, man. I've seen the Dolanders. I've been in the box against most of these guys, and I wasn't in the box against Doyle, obviously. I'm glad.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, that guy, and when he's such a great dude too, man. Like he's one of the funniest dudes I think I've ever met.
Really,
to be honest with, and yeah, and I love the way he competes, man. I like watching that stuff, man. It just reminds me. He reminds me of some of those other guys that we used to have in this program. Of he just doesn't care what other people think, man. He's just trying to ball. He's trying to win out there. So we needed more of it this year. But I think the young pups will kind of take over on that. The core guys that we got coming back. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it though.
Who's a guy that maybe Tennessee fans don't know a ton of right now that you're like, hey, be on the watch for this guy?
He got a little bit of time in there this year, but not as much. A little bit towards the end. I love me some Grimmer, man. Some Blake Grimmer.
Blake Grimmer, okay.
He's showed some things with the bat. In some games, man, he put on for a couple of weeks straight there, man. He was getting some starts in the midweeks, and he was like player of the game every midweek, man. It was ridiculous. And I know how hard it is to kind of come off the bench and do that. So it ain't easy, and he kind of made it look easy, So
he's got such a beautiful swing too from that left-hand side, and a left-handed hitter, it's going to play in Lindsey Nelson. So
right, and we're gonna need some next year. So he's got an opportunity. He needs to, he knows he needs to sharpen up a few things. But that kid's got it's open for him. So if he wants to take it, it's there. But
I want to go to another play of yours from 2023. It's the Clemson regional. It's the game against Clemson. It's bottom of the 10th, I think. 0-2 count, 1 out, bases loaded. They had a grounder up the middle. I think Christian Moore gets it to Ahuna, throws it over to you, stretched out. That umpire did not give you any credit. He was going safe. As soon as Ahuna threw it, he was saying safe. And Tony, as competitive as he is, he's not trying to make anybody mad, but he is on the pitcher's mound saying review it. And even you, as soon as he called it, you're like, oh yeah, review that.
Right. And I kind of knew, at least I think I tricked myself into knowing. Well, and you got to review it anyways, because if you don't review it, the game's over.
Yeah, game's over.
So it wasn't like we were really losing anything by doing it. But yeah, that was you want to talk about it on TV, watching it back, it was pretty slow developing.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, that was quick. because I hadn't been in a lot of moments like that. That was kind of the first real moment. There was some other ones, but where I was actually in the game and, the game was on the line. And so for me, like, obviously, man, like I had plenty of reps doing that. And I mean, it's first base too. Like, it's not hard to just run over there and stand on the base, but
Yeah.
That guy, Maui, he's probably got one of the best arms just that's ever come through here as an infielder, probably the best. And he might be the best defender too, just as far as skills go and talent. But he threw that ball and it literally started because I almost stretched too early on it. He threw that ball and it started like at my belt and it just exploded like arm side, just because that just kind of tells you a little bit of the life he's got on his throw.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I was able to hang on there because obviously that was pretty important, but credit to Simo, man. That was a great play. Him kind of coming to get that ball. That wasn't easy. And then obviously Maui turning it. I don't think anybody else makes that turn in the country other than Maui Huna, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that quick, because it was a quick base runner. And I don't know if I watched the play today, and that's why I bring it up. But you have Aaron Combs. I mean, he's like in a fetal position on the mound, like just hoping something happens.
Yeah.
And he did, and he like jumps up in the air, and everybody's like review it, and you have Clemson celebrating, but you also have Tennessee kind of celebrating. They just turned a double play, so it was funny kind of how that whole or that just instant played out, but like that whole game in general was drunk.
It was like an elevator of emotion, And when they came back out, I mean, I was again like I was pretty sure that he was out, but there's always you can't trust these umpires, like I said, and there was always a little bit of a chance that they were gonna call him safe, and I was like, God, dude. I mean, but what a feeling though when they came back and said he was out. I mean, that was incredible. So
yeah, and you had a sack bunt or a couple sack bunts.
I had a couple, which was cool, man. Like again, that kind of became like a thing. I hate being the bunt guy, but
it was Charlie Taylor for a little bit, and you had to take it
over. Right. So I think. Yeah, we used to joke about that, me and Chuck. But look, man, it kind of just goes back to what it is. Like, there was some guys, the positions that I played. I mean, geez, you talk about the talent that's come through here, and so I was just trying, any way I could, man, any way I could to just help the team out and just, do something that I felt like was, to contribute, I guess. And that was one of them. I kind of made an effort to, because we're Tennessee, man. We hit homers, like that's kind of what we do, and
on first base. Who cares about that?
Right. So, and I never knew, man. And I knew nobody could really do it. Like nobody, people could do it obviously, but I knew that there might be a moment. And cause V actually, he would talk about that. He'd be like, hey, we need guys that can come in the game and run, or we need guys that can maybe come and play defense or, can bunt. Like, we're going to need people like that. And I was like, well, I might as well make myself useful in some way. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So did you kind of know, like, you wanted to get in coaching? I mean, you've had some guys like Camden, like he went and coached high school. Like, did you want to just stay at this level, just being here for so long?
Yeah, I think, I kind of talked about it earlier. Once I kind of knew that, I was going to have to finish up school, it kind of just made sense, just to kind of stay on. But then also too, like, I give lessons like on the side too. Okay. So like to kids and, look, man, like I love those kids, and some of them we got pretty good over the course of time. But I like working with premier athletes.
Okay.
And so yeah, I mean, college baseball is also it's just fun, man. Like it is so much fun. And like I said it before, it's addicting. It really is addicting coming in there, and you get used to the lifestyle, and it's kind of hard to change things up like that. But yeah, College
Is it more or less? Like, obviously, like you're probably at the facility more as a coach, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I know I was, just because I'd get there. Well, this year especially, because I mean, I would probably get there, you know, around 9, like a normal day job, probably, just because I had to do school in the morning.
Yeah.
Because we'd have practice, all afternoon, and then in the evening was my time to make some extra side cash. So I do lessons in the evening. So
Okay.
I'd probably be at the facility, from about 9 to 9 some nights. So,
Jeez.
but you, like I said, like you get used to it. Like it's kind of just, and the days fly. You would not believe. I mean, even the fall was just ridiculous how fast it flew by. And it's like we just got the guys in the summer, and now the season's ending. It's just ridiculous of how fast everything just kind of goes by. But yeah, I'd say, and there's some other staff members there. I mean, V's probably there as long as anybody. I mean, he's probably the last one of the last ones to leave. He'll usually get like a late night lift in or something when I'm finishing up. But I don't ask questions. Who knows what he's got going. But
Kivett, he's not. He's probably the first one to leave.
No, man, Ross works. Ross is like it's crazy, man. It was good having him back, man. Like me and him kind of had a weird relationship, I guess, when he was here before he went to Houston. But he also did a lot for me as far as just like the character traits, and I needed to grow up a little bit, and he helped me with that a lot. So
he would say he need to grow up too.
Right. So I guess we were in it together, But no, man, he's been great. Having him back has just been a burst of personality in the facility every single day. But that dude is on the phone more. Like it's all day, like all day long. He'll be coaching first or something in a scrimmage, and then it's like, here, Ethan, come take this for a couple pitches. I gotta go, get a phone call real quick, and then he'll come back in like an inning or so, and it's like it never happened. And then he'll go off again, But
he just loves talking.
Do what now?
He just loves talking. So that's
I think so. And he'll tell you he doesn't, but I'm pretty sure he does. But yeah, man. He's been good, but
well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you stayed around, because it's again, it just kind of means a little bit more guys who like or been in the program and then start coaching. Like you just want to see those guys around the program still. And like even with football, it's like you see these guys come in for games, and I mean, this season, I think for the Wake Forest game on Monday, you had Dylan Dreiling and Cal Stark just come up from Spartanburg.
Yeah.
They drove like, what was that, 3 hours to just come watch
something like that. Yeah.
College baseball game on a Monday night. Like it's awesome to see, and that's just the culture from the head man all the way down. And that's
no doubt. Yeah.
That's what Tennessee baseball has become. I want to give you a chance to kind of plug can people reach out to you to do lessons? Are you still doing that?
Oh yeah, man. I've been doing it for quite some time, to be honest with you, a couple of years now. So yeah, I'm pretty, I got a pretty decent schedule going, to be honest.
Okay.
With you.
See, you're kind of all booked up.
Right. But
could you teach me a little bit? Could we go roll some in the middle?
Yeah, no, I mean, I could, man. I'd give it my best shot,
Okay.
But,
get the fungo out.
Right, man. And hey, I'll tell you what, lessons, if anything, man, they've helped me with my BP, and they've helped me with my fungo. So
okay.
Yeah, because I kind of, we talked about my role, a little bit ago, and I want to, Ricky, and I want to coach infield is at some point in my coaching career is kind of what I enjoy doing the most, at least. Just because I bounced around as a player, played a couple different positions, and all these guys too. Like Ross was my infield coach, and then Ricky became my infield coach, and Ricky was Ross's, or Ross was Ricky's infield coach. So it was kind of just we all kind of go off one another, and we all kind of preach the same thing. But yeah, man. So I was kind of more active in that. I kind of helped Ricky's assistant, if you will. That's kind of what we joke about. But
there's worse things to be than Ricky's assistant.
Right, no doubt. No doubt. So, but yeah, so yeah, I was like, man, I got to get good with the fungo if I'm going to help out with infield. So the lessons were just kind of a great source for me to do that and just to kind of experiment with some things. And some of those kids, man, feel bad for them. They kind of got to experience the worst of it, but it got a little bit dialed in there.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Exactly. We're good, man. We're good now.
Yeah,
so.
You don't know what it's going to come off the bat like, so you got to be ready for anything.
Right. And I tell you what, man, I think I should have started swinging a fungo a long time ago because I swear I think it's helped my baseball swing at least, maybe a little bit. So do you still take infield and like do BP and stuff like that? I mean, like not with the team. I'll kind of just
get your own in.
Right. Yeah. I'll jack around a little bit in there, here and there. If me and Ricky, we're still fairly young, so we kind of like to jump in there if it's actually funny, man. So we were about to play in the regional, and it was that week leading up to it, and we didn't really want to get like the guys that have been playing every day, like the Keelans and Fishers and Curleys, like Manny. They didn't really need reps, defensive reps, Yeah. And so, and we didn't have enough guys left to kind of fill a whole 9,
Mm-hmm.
And so now we didn't get in the box, but we did play. We were out there playing some infield, in some scrimmages. So that was
still got it.
Yeah, man, fielding 1,000 on the year. So,
I love it.
And so was Ricky.
Does Q make you work out?
Just Q? No, yeah. We're on our own.
Okay.
Thank God. So that was one of the first things, man. When it was honestly one of the weirder things too. When I got done playing, it was like not having Q bossing you around when you're doing a lift, And sometimes I probably could use him in there because I get a little lackadaisical in there sometimes. But no, it's nice not to really be on the clock and kind of be able to do my own deal. So, and it's nice too having him around because sometimes, I like lifting and stuff. So I like to ask him and pick his brain and be like, hey, man, like if you were me, what would you be doing right now? Like, would you be doing the lifts that I used to do for 5 years, or would you be doing something else? You know? So
I'm just trying to avoid the dad bod as long as possible.
Exactly. Exactly. So at least try and look 24 still. So
yeah.
But
that's awesome, man. Well, Ethan, this has been awesome. I really appreciate you coming on. Sorry we haven't done this sooner. We should have. But I'm glad we kind of got to do it, and we'll take some infield at some point.
Let's do it, man. Come down there. Like I said, I'm there 9 to 9, so just 9 to 9. Pop in there, man. And
Tony will come out of his office and be like, "Who the hell is this? Who is this gray-haired guy on at shortstop right now? What are we doing?"
It's just a lesson, man. It's just a lesson.
Yeah, trying to pay the bills. That's all we're doing. Don't worry about it, man.
Right.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Ethan, appreciate you taking the time to do this. I know you got a busy schedule, so appreciate it, and we'll do it again soon.
Perfect, man. No, thanks for having me on. It's been great.
Absolutely. See you, man.
Yep. See ya.
That was VFL and Tennessee assistant baseball coach Ethan Payne. Appreciate Ethan coming on. Just a great insight on kind of what it's like to be that student coach and, having that transition from player to coaching the guys that he played with just a year ago. So really cool to have him on, first time on. So I'll have to do that again. He says that we're going to take some infield, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't remember the last time I fielded a ground ball, so this could be interesting.
Yeah, we honestly, the fact that we haven't gone and tried that yet for some content is just firing.
Honestly, dude, we need to have Caleb do it. Dude, Caleb is the worst softball player I've ever seen in my life.
Well, dude, let's get together. We'll get a content thing going. We'll just do a gauntlet. We'll do a draft. We'll do a softball draft.
Yeah, him and Dylan were two of the worst. I mean, for them to be athletic and to be so bad at a sport is hilarious. Which they probably thought the same about me when I started golf, but that's okay.
Yeah, but you're progressing at a way higher rate than I'm assuming they are.
Yeah, because I'm a dog, you know?
Oh.
You just got to have it in you.
You do.
But yeah,
They can't
that
teach it.
awesome interview. We'll post that to – we'll probably have just a YouTube of just that. So really cool insight there. Guys, go check out our good friends at Roback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off that first purchase. Oh, yeah, Joey's representing right now. Love that. Love that for the brand. Also, go check out our good friends at Grade A Ground. Just the best coffee. Use that promo code MORE for 10% off that first purchase. Great people that we work with every single time that we do this show. Appreciate y'all listening. Joey, any final remarks here?
I don't know. Stay out of trouble.
How's the work life going?
I mean,
Adult
it's going,
life.
man.
You tired like every day now?
See, yeah, but it's because I'm still not getting to bed till like 1:30, so the 6:30 alarm's just hitting a lot different.
Yeah, you'll get to a point where you're just like, dude, if I'm not in bed by 11, tomorrow's gonna suck.
Like I knew it last night, and time goes so that 11 o'clock to 1:30 window for me right now. It's just I got to get in a better habit. So
yeah, but I get it. Like you don't want to if you go to sleep, then obviously like an instant and you are awake going to work. So you want to put that off.
Yeah.
And just have your time. And then, obviously fall asleep when you just crash. But
yeah,
making yourself go to sleep early is tough.
It's also tricky because like half the friends that haven't started their job yet, it's still summer. So like it feels like it's, it's like a little summertime action. You play a little Xbox a little too late, maybe just.
Oh, are you on the sticks?
I'm back on the sticks, bro. I was retired for a little bit, but we're back on chill. We're back on. That's about it. College football.
Oh, okay. You not in the COD?
I played when I was a kid, but like ever since I like got into college and stuff, I don't got time for it. So it's easier to hop on a quick game of chill or the show or something like that than it is to,
I gotcha.
Get destroyed by a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I get it. College is just all the boys still play it, so it's one of those things where we just like, hey, let's go bro out on the sticks for a couple.
My brother's the same way. That's how they all stay connected. So
yeah. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening. We'll be back on Thursday in studio. Maybe have another special guest. Who knows? Stick with us. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.